Well, your top four sides, potentially two, will only get to the quarterfinals and be knocked out there, won't make it to the semi-finals, which doesn't make a lot of sense. I mean, Nick and I were chatting about it, and why would you want four of your top sides in world rugby out at a quarterfinal stage in the biggest competition for rugby? So, and potentially, well, sort of potentially, it is going to happen. Yeah. So, one of ourselves, South Africa, New Zealand, France, and Ireland are going to find themselves wanting.
Right.
You got the one side of the draw, and it's so much stronger than the other. In the other side, you've got Wales, England, Australia, Argentina, who are 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th in the world. And on the New Zealand, South Africa, Ireland, and France, that is 1, 2, 3, and 4. And I think Scotland was 5th a while back. So in our pool, South Africa's pool, you're sitting there with the number 1 team in the world, number 4 team in the world, and number 5th team in the world, which means that one of the top 5 teams are not even going to get out of the pool, let alone not getting through the quarterfinals. Surely you have to have an even spread across so that the 4 best teams get to the end.
That's the current world rankings. I think updated is on the 6th of March. So, gentlemen, what is the solution for world rugby for the next Rugby World Cup? I think is we're going to the States or Australia after France? One of the.
You've got to do the draw far later, far closer to the event. They did it 3 years before.
Yeah.
I mean, that was completely different 3 years before. So they do the draw according to the rating 3 years before, but after 3 years, teams have changed, teams have developed, got better, got worse. And when you're going into a big competition, you've got to do it in the year of the competition, in my view.
So the biggest thing, they say, well, the planning takes quite a bit. It's not like you're organising a Curry Cup or a thing. It takes them quite a bit to make sure teams can base themselves in certain areas. They go out there, they look for accommodation, X, Y, Z. That's what World Rugby say.
Well, your top 6 sides, I don't think aren't going to vary too much with regards to where they'll be going. I'd say your top 12 sides probably know exactly if they're going to a World Cup or not, and can have all those arrangements in place. It's just a matter of where the pools are going to be decided and where your the number 1 seeds, which generally count out of your top 4 nations, then they are the top 4 sides in world rugby.
2 years before the World Cup, is that good enough on that year?
I think as close as possible, as close as logistically possible. I understand there are organisational issues, but honestly, to move a rugby team from Marseille to Paris and say you're staying there for 6, it's not the end of the world, If it's good enough for Ireland, and now suddenly Ireland are 7th and you now 2nd, then you take the place of the guys who are 2nd.
And Nick, you say this so nonchalant. You know how many superstitious rugby coaches out there?
No, I know.
If this is not right, if I don't get my green drink, if I don't get this, we're not going to win.
And let me tell you, that's how serious it was. Eddie Jones was coaching England, and when they said, can we push the Lions series out a year, he said, no, I desperately need the year, 2 years before the World Cup to prepare my team properly for the World Cup. He's not even in the post anymore. Yeah. But our Lions series should have been postponed by a year so we could get crowds in here. But 2 of the top coaches said, no, we need our players. I need to build them up for the World Cup because the World Cup is the apex of the rugby calendar. And so South Africa suffered because of that.